Welcome back to another UFC video by the MMA man himself. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking UFC news here today at headquarters. Alexander Volkanovski has just surpassed Kamaru Usman for the number one pound-for-pound male fighter. This is a big news with big implications. Now that he's number one pound-for-pound, does it guarantee that he gets Oliveira next? Now that he's pound for pound, he's accomplished something else. Is his hunger going to be the same? I believe it is. I mean, man's a savage. Let's look back on some of his previous performances. Okay? Brian Ortega. He's popping that jab, getting some good kicks. And Ortega's face didn't look too good, if I'm going to be honest. Got out of some signature and clean submission attempts by Ortega. And yeah, he made it pretty easy. To be honest. I mean, Ortega put up a fight, but Volk didn't back down. Korean Zombie. He made it look like a punching bag. He was literally a zombie. He just sat there getting punched in the face over and over again. Max Holloway. Max Holloway is arguably the greatest featherweight fighter ever. You can make that argument. Alexander Volkanovski just unanimously beat him. I believe it was unanimously. It might have been. No, it was. I believe. 5 rounds to 0. He destroyed him. He took him to town. He didn't mess around. Max has a cut right here. Happened in like the second round, I believe. And it was so deep. They stuck an entire Q-tip in there to get the bleeding to stop. That's how deep it was. That's not good, ladies and gentlemen. Some thought that would have stopped the fight. And for a lot of fighters, it probably would have. But this is Max Blessed Holloway, baby. Blessed Express does not quit until it reaches its destination. Fortunately for him, that destination was a blowout defeat. Now, what is Volk, after surpassing someone like Kamaru Usman on the pound-for-pound list, number one, do next? Where does he go? Who does he fight? What does he do? Does he stay in the featherweight division? Does he move up to lightweight? Honestly, move up. Try to get that double champ status. Another cement in the legacy. But I want to talk about some matchups that we can see in the lightweight division, because Dana White has mentioned how he's perfectly supportive of the fight between him and Oliveira right away, or for Volk next, if Oliveira is still the champ, whether he fights Makhachev or whatever. I would love to see Alexander Volkanovski versus Dustin Poirier. 2 dogs get in there. One single goal. To fight. Justin Gaethje would be another great fight for Alexander Volkanovski. Charles Oliveira will give him problems. He will. But not as much as I think some people think he will. Charles Oliveira gets dropped and knocked down in every fight. I do not understand this. I do not understand what it is that allows him to that has him getting knocked down constantly, yet he doesn't lose. Because it never goes to decision. Because he always rallies back. He has a heart. I get that. But if the chin is that breakable, come on and finish it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying his chin's pathetic, but knocked down in all of his recent fights at least once, that's, to me, that's a little cause for concern. The other thing is, does Oliveira stay in the lightweight division if he fights Makhachev and wins? So would he then go and try to get double champ status like he's talked about himself against Kamaru Usman? I hope for his sake, no. I think Kamaru Usman will give him too many problems on the feet. He gets him to the ground. Kamaru can get up. I think Oliveira is just Kamaru Usman's too big, but he's fast. He's lean. But back to Volkanovski. Can Volkanovski get out of Oliveira's submissions like he did Brian Ortega's? Absolutely. To say otherwise would be a disgrace. This man is number one pound for pound now. Remember that for a reason. He is a strong, determined fighter who is making legends fall by the wayside. This is something I'm going to say, though. I'm not sure if he should have surpassed Kamaru Usman. And here's why. So, Kamaru Usman is fighting on in August against Leon Edwards, one of the best strikers in the welterweight division. If Kamaru Usman beats him, especially by knockout or submission or finish, I think he'll just knock Volk right back down. And then it becomes this game of every fight. Do they bounce back and forth? One thing I don't like about ESPN's pound for pound number one rankings is they have ties. No ties. No ties here. Okay? We are driven by competition. Competition to be the best. Not tied for the best. I think it's really close between him and Volkanovski. The bouncing game worries me because they'll fight at different times. And you'll say, oh, well, who truly is the best? I don't think they'll ever fight. I mean, featherweight to welterweight. I mean, Volkanovski was 240 pounds at one point, so he could do it, but I don't recommend it. Another major thing is, can Volkanovski get past this this headspace? He just became number one pound for pound. I believe he will. I don't think this will hinder him at all. I don't think he'll get caught up in the moment. I don't think he'll drive on or focus on it and lose sight of what's ahead. I don't think that, but it's possible. I mean, anything really is. So we're gonna see what this means for Volkanovski and what this means for the UFC. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.